Hello, I've been teaching Metaphysiotherapy, and I've been teaching it solely in Japan. And now I think it's time for me to start teaching this in Las Vegas or LA. I'm reaching out right now to anyone who's interested. I'd like you to contact me, if you would, at drmargaretrvc@gmail.com or www.sumariscenter.com. That's S for sugar, U-M-A-R-I, S for sugar again, Sumaris Center, C-E-N-T-R.com. Metaphysiotherapy is a very interesting skill, because basically what you're doing is including a variety of alternative therapies. In my particular course, I integrate Crystal Acupuncture Teragram Therapy, Spiritual Crystal Acupuncture, Beauty Crystal Acupuncture, Trinity Stone Healing, Sensory Touch Therapy, Aromatherapy, Reflexology, Hypnosis, Counseling, Psychic Ability, and more. Of course, some people have already studied certain courses, and so if they are able to show me valuable diplomas, then those count, and we can include those things as well. The bottom line is that I'm coming from a space where I want to teach people to really be qualified. Now, I'm not putting anyone down. I'm not saying that there are people out there who are not qualified. What I am saying is that there are no universities. There are no people around establishing an organization where people can study all these different things and put them together. So I've taken it upon myself over the years to teach metaphysiotherapy. I know that there are lots of people who'll say, well, I've done Reiki, levels 1 through 5, or I've done psychic development in some school or other, and I'm sure you have, and I'm sure it's very valuable. But how do you put it all together, and how do you have a qualification that everyone will know, appreciate, and understand that that means that you will not only help them on one issue, but throughout their whole body? And not only throughout their whole body, but to also include emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual aspects of their well-being. So instead of going from this place to that place to see this therapist and that therapist, they can all come to one person. Or even better, this is my dream, is to have several metaphysiotherapists in one building so that they can integrate through different people. And of course, therapists, just like doctors, like to specialize. So if we have people that have had an all-round training and like to specialize afterwards, that's possible too. You know, I was talking on my other video about the Aquarian age and how the mind is actually transforming and changing now to accept that we can process in different ways, and part of that is that we can use our spiritual self to do a lot of healing and a lot of understanding of one another emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. The things that we do today, they're just opening a door of awareness. Just imagine what we're going to be like in 200 years' time. And just imagine how we will all be when we are aware of what kinds of food we put into our body, whether we need natural or medication, what kind of surgery will we be doing in 200 years from now. You know, the world will change, and our attitude about who we are and what we do will change. And so it must also be that alternative medicine must change too. Metaphysiotherapy, from my point of view, is to integrate all these different therapies along with the psychological, emotional, and mental aspects of training. And yes, that includes any mental disturbances such as psychiatric work and so on. All these things should be integrated with the medical profession so that we can teach doctors, nurses, chiropractors, anyone who happens to be interested to expand their knowledge and wisdom can learn metaphysiotherapy. And of course that will make them a much better healer for all of us. So if you're sick of pills and you're fed up having to go and sit in waiting rooms for hours and come out dissatisfied thinking, you know, this just isn't good for me, this isn't helping me, do be a supporter of metaphysiotherapy. Write to me. Let me know what your interests are and how you would like to be helped. Would you like to have a metaphysiotherapist work on you? And if you would, what kind of treatments would you want? You know, there are hundreds of therapies out there. I've written a book years ago called The Way to Oneness, which I've now revamped, shall I say, added to, because I've grown a lot, and I'm going to put it out soon under a new title, which is a German title, but of course it's going to be in English, which is Journey into an Unknown World. And that's what the Aquarian Age is all about. Alternative medicine is an unknown world to many people. After all, when you were a child, Mum just said, we go to the doctors. That's the only choice you've got. But today there's much, much more to choose from. And the average person in the street, I think, should be educated about all the ways that alternative medicine, therapies, and mental approaches to negativity can be turned around. So if you're listening to this, I would appreciate it if you would share this on Facebook and tweet it and give people my email address, drmargaretrvc@gmail.com, so that they can write to me and tell me what they think. And by the way, I do read every single email I get. There are lots of people who write to me from all over the world who want readings and counseling about different issues, who want advice about their illnesses and how they can help themselves get better. So if you're watching this, maybe you want some advice like that too, and I'm there for you if you do need it. I also travel around the world teaching metaphysiotherapy, so if you're in another country and you'd like to learn from me, just invite me, set up a group, and I'll come. I've been doing that for a lot of years, and I do enjoy integrating with different cultures around the world. So no matter what you believe, no matter what your religion, no matter what you do, we can teach you. So I'm very happy that you've listened to this, and I will be putting it up on Facebook myself. But if you have lots of friends and you Twitter a lot, please share this. I would much appreciate it. And by the way, if you're really interested in my work, you can go to my website, www.sumaricenter.com. I spelt that in the beginning, so you can go back and get it there. And I also wanted to mention to you that I've been doing a radio show for over 2 years now. So there's lots of information you can hear me talking about. The radio show is simply me teaching. It's not about pitching someone's books or anything else other than my own, of course, but it's about helping people. So if you'd like to go to webtalkradio.com and click on my show, Journey into an Unknown World, the same as my book will be, you'll be able to listen to me, and from there you can actually click on an icon all the way to iTunes and download all the shows into your iPod, iPad, iPhone, etc. and listen to what I've got to say. And maybe that'll influence you a little bit more about the idea that metaphysiotherapy is the way to go in the future. And if you're a teacher and you're listening to this, I'd like to hear from you too, because look, I'm not the only one, and I cannot take on the whole responsibility of training every single thing. So if you're a teacher and you'd like to integrate your skills with my idea of metaphysiotherapy, then I'd like to hear from you too. So again, contact me and we'll go from there. So high standards, high rules, high views, but all in prep for 2013 and the years to come. So hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll share it with other people. And by the way, perhaps you'd like to join my channel. There's lots of other videos too that I've made over the years, little bits I've talked about that you might find interesting. So you know what we say, one mouth can be 1,000 mouths, one finger can be 1,000 fingers, and Yellow Pages do the walking for you. So I'm asking you, please, can you share this video, do some walking for me, and help me help the world to learn that there is alternative medicine, there is alternative therapy, there is another way to think, and that we can integrate our philosophy and theology and spirituality. So get in touch with me when you can. Stay well, stay happy, and thank you.